over in the Lake Conference, we've got Lakeville North leading, right, Mike? They're up on top, and I just read one of your articles about Apple Valley's team, their coach Alan Iverson, not the Alan Iverson, but the local Alan Iverson, has been looking for ways to motivate his club. And what's he finding for that team?
Well, they played a game against Lakeville South last week where prior to that game, the coaches had pretty much challenged the kids to show them that they weren't happy with the way they'd been playing, so they'd had a losing record to that point. And they hit extremely well against Lakeville South, won the game 13-9, and at least according to Al, showed the coaches some of the things that the coaches were looking for. One of the other issues that Apple Valley was having was they were having trouble keeping anybody from scoring runs. They had the conference bye on Monday, so they had 2 or 3 straight days to practice, and one of the things that they were going to work on with their pitchers were some mechanical issues that they thought they needed to have sorted out, and it appeared to work. They held Rosemont to 1 run. The only problem is that Rosemont held them to none. So they're still kind of searching for a winning groove right now. Lakeville North has won, I believe, 8 games in a row now. They beat Eastview. They've taken the lead in the conference, and I should note that it took only about a week and a half into the season before everybody in the Lake Conference had lost at least 1 league game. But Lakeville North has really taken off. They have a lot of good pitching. Probably their best pitcher is Dylan Thomas, who's also a senior third baseman, and probably also their best power hitter. Over last weekend in the tournament in Owatonna, he hit his 12th career home run, which is a team record. And they beat Eastview 12-3. Eastview was, if you recall, some of the core players on that Eastview team were kids who were on their American Legion state championship team last year. So North is off to a very good start. Burnsville is a dangerous team because they have a lot of offense and a couple of good pitchers. And Rosemont, which is defending Section 3 champion, which encompasses most of the schools that I cover, they haven't been hitting much, but they've been holding a lot of teams down with their pitching, so they could also be dangerous when the playoffs start.
Greg, you got Mike Halloran over there at Eden Prairie. He's always got his team in the mix. How are the Eagles doing this year? And also maybe could you comment on Jefferson and Kennedy? I know Jefferson made a great run last year, finishing second in the state, and lost some seniors. How are they doing this year?
Jefferson has started out slow. They were depleted by, they lost like 14 seniors out the state tournament team. They made a great run in the playoffs last year. They're having trouble, along with a lot of other teams in the lake, with pitching. They've got enough arms, but it's just a matter of finding who can be their top guns, so to speak, before the playoffs begin. It's tough in Minnesota with the pitchers because it's such a short season, and pitchers really need warmth to really get loose and start to be able to throw everything, get a little more velocity on their pitches. So I really think the hitters are ahead at this stage of the game. Kennedy, Matt Hansen's doing a good job with that Kennedy team. They got Scotty Opats playing shortstop, but they too were a very young team. I think they start almost all sophomores and juniors. So next year they'll be a senior-dominated team and stuff, and they're just pecking and clawing theirself away. But Eden Prairie's got the depth, and they'll be right in the Lake Conference title race at the end.
Oh, excellent. We've got a lot of good baseball players around, and a lot of the baseball players are now starting to train year-round like hockey players and basketball players have for many years. Have you guys seen the quality go up a little bit in some of the hitting because of that off-season training?
Go ahead.
Well, I know in Burnsville specifically, the baseball team entered into a partnership with a training facility in town called Velocity Sports Performance, and it's a facility that serves basically athletes in all sports, but in Burnsville High School kind of set aside a baseball-specific training area within that facility, and it seemed, I mean, they'd been running off some good seasons even before this started, but it seems to have helped because they've generally been known as a pretty good hitting team. Plus, it gave them a place to go and condition, and their baseball coach, Mike Shaughnessy, is also the strength and conditioning coach at Burnsville, so he's obviously big on that aspect of preparing yourself to play. And I believe that facility is also available for use by kids from other schools in that area. So yeah, we're certainly seeing more year-round sport-specific sort of stuff taking place, and Rosemont, for instance, has a dome now. Eden Prairie has a dome. Other schools have activity centers where they can, they can get their throwing in. They can hit in a cage. They can hit off tees. So they have a better chance of being ready to go when the season starts.
I think another thing that's helped it is you see now these baseball teams are made up of solely baseball players. We've mentioned the facilities. Velocity have been Champlain. There's another place in Brooklyn Park called Extra Innings Baseball where it's all you do is train baseball year round. It's open year round for that sort of stuff. But I think with the growth of sports like lacrosse, which have taken some of the overall athletes that used to kind of play multiple sports in the spring and got them playing lacrosse, I think now you see these baseball teams come out and you don't see the multi-sport athlete as much as you do playing baseball as you used to, because lacrosse has taken so many of those athletes. They're just baseball players playing baseball. And I think that's really helped grow the game as well at the high school level, and you see these kids really come in and perform well.
There are some great facilities now, and we'll see that contribution in the future, I'm sure. Well, we're out of time for this segment. Thanks for joining us. Keep watching, keep reading. Sun on Sports.